We've got some crazy Marvel and DC news from some major casting announcements for the new Batman and the villain of the Batman Part 2, plus some major new updates from Tom Holland himself about Spider-Man Brand New Day, and a huge confirmation for Avengers Doomsday. Let's get into it all. We're going to start off with James Gunn's new comments about casting the new Batman in the DCU. He went on an interview and said, "I have guys I like. I have guys that are at the top of my list to play Batman. One actor in particular, a pretty big star, wants to be Batman. We've talked about it, but I don't think that's the case anymore." The reason the interview even got to this point is because the interviewer was asking about 1923, which is a show starring Brandon Sklenar, which is one of the most popular fan casts for Batman in this new DC universe. So James Gunn's like, "Yeah, I absolutely love that show. That's why I talk about it all the time, but nothing's been decided for Batman." When it comes to the star he was talking about that wanted to play Batman in the past, I think that's likely Jake Gyllenhaal, because Jake Gyllenhaal auditioned for the role of Batman for Christopher Nolan's Batman Begins and didn't end up landing the part, and just last year in this interview he said that it would still be an honor to play Batman. Jake Gyllenhaal is 44 years old, but we know we're likely going to be getting an older Batman that kind of already has some elements of the Bat family around him. Maybe there's going to be a Batwoman. Robin is like 99% confirmed to be in this film from this first promo image we have. Really don't hate it. Like, first of all, Robert Pattinson's playing the quote-unquote young Batman in the Batman movies, and he's only 5 years younger than Jake Gyllenhaal, which is kind of crazy. By the time the Batman Part 2 comes out, Robert Pattinson's going to be 41. Kind of like this dynamic of having like this older seasoned Batman versus the newer Superman that's only been active for about 3 years. Speaking of the Batman Part 2, Matt Reeves gave us a new update today because it's International Batman Day, and he said, "I feel so honored to be preparing to shoot the next chapter of our story. This character means so much to me. What a privilege. Can't wait to share lots of exciting things about the movie with you in the weeks and months to come. Happy Batman Day." So we're finally in the home stretch. Just the other day, he confirmed that the movie's going to start filming in like April to May of next year. But it sounds like in the next couple weeks, he's going to be sharing some major news, likely about the villain, or at least some castings of new characters that will be in the film. If you missed yesterday's video, he did already confirm that the villain of this movie has never been done in a live action film before, and I cannot wait for these next couple weeks. I think early October is kind of when we should expect to see some of this first news coming out from Matt Reeves himself. I'm so hyped. Got a lot more news to get to, but quickly drop a like in the video and let me know in the comments who you think the villain of the Batman Part 2 is going to be. Shifting over to Marvel, we got some Avengers Doomsday news straight from an actor in the movie. Now, in case you're unaware, there were lots of insiders and news outlets reporting that this movie had been filming for a very long time without a finished script. The movie just finished filming yesterday, and there are lots of people online being like, "Oh my god, they finished filming without even having a finished script. What are the Russo brothers doing?" And I was like, well, obviously they finished the script at this point, and Alan Cumming, who plays Nightcrawler in the movie, did just come out and say today, yes, we eventually saw a script. It took a while, but we had one. But this kind of confirms both things were true. Yeah, they really didn't have a finished script for a lot of the filming of this movie, so they probably just knew certain fight scenes and stuff that they started filming early on, and then worked out the ending of the movie as they went. We got some new updates from Spider-Man himself, Tom Holland, in a new interview talking about Spider-Man Brand New Day, and he described the film as a rebirth, saying, quote, "It really feels like we aren't making the fourth Spider-Man movie. We're making the first movie in the next chapter. This is a rebirth. This is something completely new." Also confirmed that Peter's new suit in the movie is kind of a combination of Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield's, which a lot of people had been theorizing just by looking at the thing. But he said, "I'm really glad that people are picking up on the homage to Tobey and Andrew's suit." He said, "I think the third movie was very much about paying respect to those guys. I really like the idea that he's trying to be his big brothers and that he looks up to them and sees little details on their suit that he thinks are really cool. And now he is making his own suit and isn't a part of a bigger team." Also said the new suit is really designed in a completely different way to the previous iterations. It's a lot more flexible, so we can kind of lean into different sides of the character that I haven't been able to before, and I'm absolutely over the moon with how it's photographing. With everything we know about them bringing back characters like Scorpion, Mr. Negative, still rumored to be maybe the main villain of this movie, and just all the different behind the scenes action scenes we've seen so far, it really just feels like the vibe has totally shifted. We are now in this new era of adult Spider-Man, and I really think this has potential to be the best live action Spider-Man film of all time. If you haven't dropped that like in the video already, what are you doing? We had even crazier Marvel and DC news yesterday. If you want to hear all about that, click the video above my head right now, and thank you so much for watching.